LunarLobster has been trapped for 200 days in a series where they only beat a max of 1 room per day on top 10,000 cheese. Here are their thoughts on the top 9,801 cheese.
I love your wife too.
Ivancrafter has just claimed first victor on the Extreme Demon Zettaflare by Zaroren. It's a really unique spider level where your left and right movement is completely disabled. As the ceiling and floor drag you closer to death, you'll have to constantly flip to safety. It starts out with some lethal boxes which are easy to dodge and some neon blocks that are safe to land on. However, the level does a fantastic job on keeping its gimmick fresh, ranging from a section where the half you're on turns invisible, to a stretch where the obstacles travel across the screen vertically, to adding blocks that stop your flip depending on if it's from a ceiling or floor, to projectile assaults coming in from every direction. However, Ivancrafter struggled most with 39%, as the overwhelming number of crisscrossing blocks led to a very input-intensive section, as well as the last minute, due to not only the autoscroller picking up pace to supersonic speeds, but also a demanding spam section at the very end. Astrophic event by iownfish and ThiKn is one of the most uncanny levels just recently rated. There's these cats that are stretched out to the size of a block that are just unnerving to look at. Later on is the Gnome Forest, where you'll have to dodge a ton of shrooms. Can someone answer what's going on in this level? At least the meow sync is nice. Anyways, congrats to BreadKing for the epic rate on Viper Biome. It's a roguelike where you'll have to reach 100,000 points by eating burgers that are scattered across the map. However, there are various enemies to watch out for, including a cat that's constantly on your tail, a monk who will nuke the screen that they're on, and the Geometry mod Insidious. Yeah, it's a weird level. To help you along the way each time you level up, you can select 1 out of 3 randomized perks, such as basic points multiplier, or a compass that keeps track of nearby monsters. Gabest has verified the top 15 and second hardest jetpack level. The answer is. After turning into a mini jetpack, he struggled with flying diagonally through a very tight mini spike gap. Shortly after was a strafe between 2 semi-spikes, where a really solid understanding of hitboxes was vital for knowing when to safely press right. The ending of the first half is especially tough, as it has these 3 spikes so close together that any slight change in his precision or momentum control would end his run. This is then followed up by a mini spike he had to fly over, and another tight line. After collecting the skull, he then had to backtrack and do all of these sections in reverse, which had the added challenge of learning completely different inputs. However, he made it all the way to the ending, which was easy to choke, as you have to outpace these rotating saws without crashing into these mini spikes. Crerro's long-running autoscroller series has received its newest entry this week with Crerro Kaizo 4. It's a space-themed level that's projected to place around or above convolution difficulty. This demon extensively uses several platforms and orbs that travel along the starry tracks in the background. Once the level rains down stars in the background, the level picks up the pace and becomes much more difficult. This dropdown is particularly troublesome, as in the span of one jump, Crerro weaved through 4 waves of projectiles and upon landing on another platform had to immediately jump to the right. After a short breather and a harder than it looks robot section, you'll turn into a spider, where upon reaching the rainbow section, the level kicks it into high gear. Here you'll need to ride along the several moving platforms and orbs that are now rapidly traveling across the center of the screen to not only dodge a barrage of projectiles, but also nail several spider flip timings. And otherwise, you'll land right into a spike. To finish it off, just like the earlier entries in the series, this level ends with one final hard input. This time with a deceptively hard jump timing off a descending platform needed to dodge one last volley of stars. Huge congrats to Crerro for creating and verifying this masterpiece of a level, and good luck to those attempting to learn and conquer it for themselves. Also, after switching off of phone to PC, Willy Silly is once again proving his top 1 mobile player was not a fluke, after he completed the recently dethroned top 1 Delightful Climb. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and shoutouts to our channel members.